15th March to 29th April 2022.
SKELEC is here for you. Good morning everyone. Welcome to another edition of PowerTalk, brought to you by your number one utility provider in the region. PowerTalk is brought to you every first and third Wednesday each month. I am Janisha Hendrickson, the Corporate Communications Officer at SKELEC, and this morning I have a very familiar face with us and I have a new person with us. So, without a doubt, we have Mr. Gawain Fritz, the Staff Engagement Officer, and we have someone new with us, Mr. Javid Gilbert. How are you doing this morning, both of you?
Good morning.
Let me let Javid go first.
Yes, I'm the new face on the block, but I've been part of the organization for 10 years, and prior to that, 5 years. So at least 15 years experience in the utility sector. I am currently at Control and Operation and the Transmission and Distribution Division, our department, where I am the superintendent of that department, and also the current chair of the safety committee.
You're welcome.
Okay. And yes, my name is Gawain Fritz. I'm now the Staff Engagement Officer. Almost made a mistake. So I'm now the Staff Engagement Officer working in the HR department for SKELEC.
And how are you both doing this morning?
Oh, I'm well. It's good to be an ear, sharing your presence with Gawain.
How are you, Gawain?
I'm doing great, actually.
Okay.
Very well.
This morning we'll be discussing the topic health and safety in the workplace. As you are aware, SKELEC is our electrical utility provider in St. Kitts, and when dealing with electricity, it can be a bit hazardous to persons, especially our employees, and also it can be hazardous to the public as well. So this morning we'll be discussing the importance of safety in the workplace, why is it needed, the role of our safety officers and the committee, and just some preventatives to prevent injuries from electricity. So firstly, why is it important for health and safety in the workplace?
Yes, health and safety is important in the workplace for the protection of the workers and to promote a healthy and safe environment for the workers in the establishment.
Okay, so what are some of the things that are done to protect these persons, seeing that is so important to us?
Some of the things are training. Workers are being taught how to carry out a job efficiently and safely. Also promote a safety culture among the workers, let them be accountable in terms of carrying out the job safely, and do not take no shortcuts at all when it comes to carrying out their jobs.
Gawain, do you have anything to add?
Yes, and just to add to that, as part of the HR department, yes, as Javid mentioned, it's then we go a step further. The assistance of training, proper training, and how you perform your duties, not just efficiently, but as Javid said, safely. So in HR we are mindful, and we are, how should I put it? We are working hard to make sure that all of our staff members are up to date when it comes to training and following the proper safety procedures.
So what are the role of the safety officers and the safety committee? Because you just mentioned that you're the chairperson for the safety committee.
Yes, some of the roles of the safety committee is to conducting and facilitating regular training sessions for staff members. Every department should at least know what to do when it comes to a disaster, any hazards that may take place, places that they may walk around, how to safely go about doing their jobs. Also introducing protocols that will improve to carry that they may carry out their work. These safety protocols will go through a procedure where the committee will review, bring it to senior management, and senior management will take it to the SKELEC board for approval, final approval.
Okay. And Gawain, you have anything to add on the HR
yes,
point?
And then we have, in each division, we have safety officers. So you would, even though Javid is chair of the safety committee, in each division we have safety officers which is responsible. So we have one in generation, one at TND, which is transmission and distribution, and one at HR department. And these safety officers are responsible for making sure that basically, well, the safety codes are being adhered to, and we are following the advice on how the company could continually improve safety in the workplace. So not just so you have the safety committee, which is made up of a bunch of members, but then you have literal safety officers who are responsible to make sure that the safety, what the safety committee put in place is being followed in each department, in each division, sorry.
So why is it important to work safely with or near electricity? Because yes, electricity is something that we need every day, because if we didn't have any electricity, I don't know how most of us would survive. Yes. And it is something very harmful to work with, because any little simple slip up or any cutting of any corners can cause you to unfortunately lose your life. So why is it important to work safely?
Yes, it is important to work safely because, as you rightly pointed out, electricity can kill you, it can cause injuries, and we want the workers them to be comfortable in performing their job. So the training in how to carry out these procedures in doing their job is paramount in terms of safety.
And also because some person might look at it, some person might be thinking, okay, well, it's not all of our workers is directly working with electricity like the folks at administration. They're not, but still it's still important for these persons to do understand how important it is, and the kind of how important it is to stay safe even around electricity, whether they're in administration building, at generation, or at TND, because you just never know when you might be called into a situation whereby you have to go to TND or you have to go to generation for a meeting or whatever the case is. You should still know what is expected of you when you are at these compounds.
Yeah, and also to interject the Gawain, for example, we would put out outages on a weekly basis. That is also a safety measure, because the guys will have to go up there and interact directly with the conductors or the network, and in order to do that, electricity has to be off. So that is one safety measure.
Just to add with Gawain, you mentioned that not all our staff may work with electricity, because may not work with electricity. However, just to add, let's say for instance at admin, we may not work with electricity every day, but we may say, well, a light is blown, and we may take it in our hands and say, oh, it's just as simple like that, you change it. However, it's not advised to just change it on your own. You have to call the professionals so they're able to turn off the necessary switches and everything, because we wouldn't want anyone to get electrocuted for just changing a light bulb.
Correct.
So with that example, Mr. Gilbert, what would be needed to change a light bulb simply? Because a light bulb is something simple.
Yes, there's a few steps that you can follow. You know the switch that energizes the light, turn it off. Wear shoes, like rubber shoes that are rubber soled. You do not handle or put your finger with it directly into the fixture itself. You hold the part of the bulb that normally glow, the glass part, and you screw it. You screw or you push it in to change that bulb. And also, if you are not sure, it is important to know where your main switch is in your home. that's the best. That's one of the safe measures that you can take. You turn off your main disconnect main switch, and you do whatever electrical work. But it is always important, as Janisha rightly said, to have a professional, someone who is able and capable to carry out these jobs.
Yeah.
So let me ask this: what injuries can result from electrical current?
Yeah, there are a few of them, and well, more than a few of them actually. Some of them, well, some of the common ones them that while working on a utility on a infrastructure and it's energized, and once you're not carrying out this safety procedure, you can be shocked and thrown from the pole, which can result in either death or severe injury. Some of these severe injuries can be first, second, and third degree burns. And as I said, death when it comes to it.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the health and safety protocols or standards that are enforced by SKELEC?
Okay, yes. Some of the safety protocols and standards that are enforced, workers have to wear their PPEs, personal protective equipments. They have their rubber gloves, the appropriate shoes, the FR clothing or fire retardant clothing while performing their job.
Helmets too.
And helmets also, yes, helmets.
Helmets too, yeah.
So we have the boots.
We have the boots.
So would all of these gear apply to everyone or based on division?
These gear applies to base and division, and also if someone has to come in close contact with a hazardous electrical source.
So let's say for instance we have a staff that decides I'm going to climb pole today, I'm putting on a belt around my waist, I think that I use a kind of rope to help them up while they're climbing. Let's say for instance I decide me wearing none of that today. I could climb pole, I'm an expert, I got 20 years. What measures do we have in place to enforce that they wear the proper protective gear? Because we don't want them to go and climb a pole and they don't have it, and then they get electrocuted, they fall, and then that's something else.
Yes, when it comes to that situation, each worker, including the underground managers and supervisors, are responsible for their workers to adhere to and administer the safety protocols. As I said, the PPEs and the different things that we need to carry out that job safely and adequately.
So you won't have any situation whereby we shouldn't have any situation whereby a person decides to climb. Say they're climbing without the proper PPEs, without the helmet, without the followers belt, without the proper spikes and everything like that. And one thing we must say, we're glad when we see the guys actually taking care of their stuff. You see them sharpening the spikes, you see them doing this kind of stuff. A week ago we had some training. We had the linesman recruit training, whereby someone came in to train the guys with proper technique, linesman rescue, bucket truck rescue. And so this is again to show that SKELEC is still involved in training our workers and making sure that our workers are up to code, because these guys will then fall within basically within a group. So if there are any natural disasters happening, say hurricane, because hurricane season is coming up, SKELEC can call upon them to go to other islands to work during restoration. Just like how we would have persons come here, we would be able to send some of our guys overseas to do restoration work. And in order for them to even be qualified for that, they had to be trained. And that's where the training came in. So we had the training last week, before last, and we had 6 guys from here, SKELEC, and 6 persons from Nevlec, and they did a 1-week training course. And then this week they are also doing now the theory. So first it was the practical, some practical with some theory, and now it's just pure theory, just to make sure that they're up to code. And before that, and then when they're finished, they would do some worksheets and stuff like that before they get certified. So and everything is about health and safety. So they still have to know what they're doing. Like I said in one of the sessions for a bit yesterday, and I realized that a lot of it was speaking about how close you could get to live. Like if you work in live, how close you might be get to live power, what you need to do, how you got to do grounding and that kind of stuff. So it just goes to show how important health and safety is, and how much that the company is dwelling for our workers to take serious when it comes to take serious the matter of health and safety in the workplace.
Just to add with you, Gawain, yes, we had the training, the SKELEC linesman training, and we're not only enforcing it into the 6 persons, but when these 6 persons are certified, they will then go on and train the other staff to make sure all our linesmen are up to par and up to SKELEC standard, because SKELEC is the body that governs our
regional bodies.
All regional bodies. So as you can see, SKELEC is doing their part in making sure our men are safe and they're up to par, and we're making sure that we are passing on the knowledge. We're not keeping it into one person. We're making sure everybody is learning and everybody is moving.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, Javid, as the chairperson of the safety committee, how often are these protocols adjusted and evaluated? Because a rule that was made 10, 20 years ago may not apply now.
Yes. Definitely. Rules will change as standard increase, or the need to develop a new way or new technology come on stream to do a job. So some of the things that we do at the committee end, we do our research. OSHA, for example, which is Occupational Safety and Health Administration body, we will go on their site, see what new standards that are there to develop our safety protocols. That's one end of it. I think that also that, keeping on to the question here of how often we do that, each member of the committee would bring information and concerns that they may see in the division that they work, and we'll develop a protocol. Or for example, we say we need a fire escape, we work on that. And also one of the things that we currently doing right now is to develop the safety handbook, where everything, all the codes and regulations would be up to date and meeting not only local standards or regional standards, but also international standards.
So as a staff engagement officer, Gawain, I know you will work along with the safety committee in trying to make sure you find ways to engage with the staff to just try to get them to do as much as possible. So can you tell me of some of the training things that SKELEC has done?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, we had a fire drill at the administration building, which was pretty real, because it was real in the sense that at least 99% of the staff were unaware that it was a drill, and it was just a way for us to monitor and look at maybe some weaknesses and how we could improve staff if it was an instance of a real fire. And then feedback came back from that, and then that feedback, as Javi said, then goes back to the safety committee, who will then put into place, going down the steps, you are unable to see, so we should have some more exit lights here, or some lighted sign on the step. Persons need to know a muster point, or make sure that they're adhering, they know exactly where the muster point is. Do we have to move the muster point? And do we need the fire the exit door on this side or that side? And okay, if you're in this part of the building, this is where you exit. this part of the building, that's where you exit, and who would be in charge of doing like a head count. So all these things came up during our fire drill, and this is just one part of many that we are working on, because like everyone know where we have fire extinguishers. At generation, we installing the fire an extensive fire extinguisher room, whereby if you have a fire at the generation plant, then these are the things that will happen. They already have exit from the second floor, so everybody know where to exit. They know where their muster points is. So these are things that we're continuously working on and improving, to make sure that it's not just the safety of quote unquote the building, but the safety of our staff. Yeah.
Yes.
Also customers, because when
customers,
the fire drill was done,
customers was in the building.
Yes.
And it's very good because the customers' reaction were, how should I put it? It wasn't panic; it was more controlled. Like then they heard it, see the smoke, and they proceeded outside, and then the staff staff as well. But yeah, it's important. So then we most likely put up a fire exit plan, suppose, so even customers will be able to see it and know, well, I have to exit this way, and staff will know the same thing. We have to exit that way.
Well, I remembered, I think it was a year ago or 2 ago. I remember we had the fire training with Mr. Martin when we had to learn how to
use the fire extinguisher.
How to use the fire extinguisher. If you have this kind of fire, what you have to do, and I did it. And I was a bit frightened at first because I can't lift up that fire extinguisher, but he actually teach you, well, you have to hold it this way or it can backfire on you and everything. And it was fun, and at the end of it, we got our certificates and everything. So when I finish, I feel like I was a mini fire lady. So SKELEC is doing a lot of things. We try and do something as quickly as possible, because based on the plan that the human resource did with a real fire and everything. Well, it wasn't a real fire.
But you pretty much
smoke and everything, and the different scents and everything. With that being done, then now the safety committee will come in and say, well, okay, based on this date or based on this plan that was done or executed, then these are the necessary steps that we need to take. These are the necessary signs that needs to be done. So Javid, let me ask you this. What are some of the general safety tips for working with electricity, or even for the consumers? What are some few pointers that they can take into consideration when something happens at my home? I may have low voltage, because some consumers may experience that, or I smell smoke, or hear a spark. What should I do?
Yes. Some of these safety procedures that are best practices that we can follow, especially for domestic customers. Know where your main switch is to turn it off. When there is an electrical fault, you see your lights and flickering like Christmas tree, you want to know what's going on. Possibly it's a low voltage or some other fault. So you go to turn off your main switch, report the matter to SKELEC. Our technicians will come there and help assist in relieving the customer, because sometimes these faults could be internal on the home, and SKELEC basically stop at the meter. So the technicians, they would come and say, okay, I recognize something that is going on in your home. I would advise you to have your electrician to check it out. I know there's a lot of people who like to say that their electricians just being there doing their own thing, but not everybody is an electrician. You have to be qualified. You have to know what you are doing, because, as I said, electricity can kill. Also, when you're on the public road and you see down wires, always report it to us. Let us know as soon as possible, and keep away or stay as far from these down conductors.
So with Javid saying, please to call if you see any down wires. The number to call is 465-2013 or 600. Just speak to our operators. They're there 24/7, right, Javid?
Yes, 24/7.
And you just give them your name, the address, and a contact we can call, and the necessary directions. So we're going to open the lines for any callers. Do we have any callers at this time? Okay, no, we don't have any callers. But what I like to add are some tips that can be used. Let's say, for instance, you're in a vehicle and you come in contact with a power line. Do not come out of your vehicle, please. Do not come out of your vehicle. Call 911 and call the electrical utility company, which is 465-2013 or 600. Wait for the electrical utility company to come, and they'll let you know when it's safe to come out your vehicle. Never try to rescue anyone if you're not trained or you don't have the necessary tools, because as David mentioned earlier, that they are the different equipment you may need so you don't get electrocuted. Please to keep all power cords clear from tools during use. Replace open front plugs with dead front plugs. Do not use light duty extension cords in any residential situation. So Javid,
Yes.
do you have anything you would like, in our wrapping up, do you have anything that you would like to express to our consumers, just to reiterate any points so we can make sure that our consumers understand?
Yes. One of the things that I would like to express to the consumer, the workers that are part of SKELEC, our SKELEC community, they have a family. They might be a brother, a son, a father, a husband, whatever role they play in society. And SKELEC mission is that that worker arrive home safely, without a scratch. So that's one of the important things that I would like to express to the public. It is also, be patient with us when when power is out. Sometimes it is needed in order to complete the job safely. So be patient with us. And also, when you see something that is out of the norm, always happily report. Our lines are there, open to take the calls, and we will have technicians within good responding time of any fault.
Feel free, if you see Javid on the road, you can stop him. If you see any lines on the road, just say, Mr. Gilbert, I have this report to make. I'm giving you because you're the safety man, so I want you to keep us safe.
Yes.
Gavin, you have anything to add?
Yes, and also to add to what Javid said, we do believe in it, and even during the training, that's one thing what the trainer mentioned too is you come to work, make sure you go home. They're basically the same thing, so practice your practice as much safety as you can. But I also want to add that to what Jeff is saying is how important it is for persons, the public, to know that our guys, yes, they do need a little bit of encouragement, so sometimes don't be too harsh on them. And also, but be mindful though that if you do see them working without any safety gear, like just ask them, if you see them like on the post, ask them, what happened to your helmet and stuff like that. Just keep on top of them as well, because it's important, because as I say, the life you save. So you just don't know what. So if you see them without the proper gear, whatever the case, it's just, say, what happened to you? To your helmet, especially helmet. Like yesterday, I was driving to Kayan, and all the guys who were climbing, they were doing a job replacing two poles. And the guys, everybody had on the safety gear. They had on the high vis, the FR clothing, and the helmets, which was good. So I took a photo, because I'm going to post in the chat. So I took a photo to say, thank you guys for actually doing that. But it's just so let persons know outside, yes, please do, Just remind them. Just give them a heads up. Just say, hey, if you see them on the port, just say, hey.
I'll call 465-2013 and relate that matter to us, and I will jump on it right away.
Yes. Oh yeah, Javin will jump on it right away. So just let us know if you see the guys without the safety gears.
Okay.
So just to wrap up, just remember we are brothers keepers, and we want everybody to be safe. We want our staff to be safe. We want the community to be safe, because they are important to us, because we need you and we need everybody. And at SKELEC, we are a community, so we are looking out for everyone's health and safety.
Correct.
Just to add, right now at SKELEC, we have our Power Your Year promotion that runs from March to April. You pay your bill in full, and you are entered into a raffle where you can win 1 year free electricity, and anybody will love 1 year free electricity, of course. So please pay your bill in full and you'll be entered and you'll receive a happy ending. Okay, have a wonderful day. Remember, at SKELEC we love you and we care about you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.